I'm here with the amazing man who helped create the gigantic tracer behind us, which, by the way, is monumental. And I don't want to mess anything up, so can you give us a fantastic introduction of who you are, please?
My name is Steve Wang, and I started out in the makeup effects business about 30 years ago. Worked on films such as Predator, Batman Returns, Beetlejuice, and Underworld movies and stuff like that. Behind me is a tracer from Overwatch, and it's a one of 3 statues that we built for the Overwatch game launch worldwide. And so
can you tell us which one of the statues was hardest to build? Genji looks like he has a lot of lights. Pharah, I know, is 3 parts. Which one did you think was the hardest?
The hardest one, I think, was actually Pharah, because she was way bigger than all the other ones, and she had these huge wings, and the weight was just so much that we had to take some of the pieces and actually mold and cast out of lighter materials.
Which one was the most fun to make? Because they all are gorgeous.
Thank you. They're all fun. I mean, I'm a gamer, and I love video games, and this is something we did for Blizzard, and I've been working for Blizzard now on and off for about 12 years, making all their stuff. So every time they come to us with a project, it's always something really fun and cool.
Can you tell us what goes into a project when you start it and what goes in from start to finish?
Yeah, basically this is something that we've never done before, which is, something this big. And also, too, our schedule was only 10 weeks from start to finish. So it was super tight to begin with. So when we got the 3D files from them, we had to, right away with our digital team, we had to modify all the joints and make it look like action figures. And then once it's all finished, we went right to print. What you see here, this is all 3D printed. But it's not just 3D printed, the parts were printed, but then we had to go in there and reinforce it and build an armature inside and make it all stand up and do all the lighting and stuff like that. So in that respect, it was something new that we've never done before like this, because the materials aren't really tested and they're not really rated for extreme weathers and stuff like that. So we had to put a lot of effort into researching and try to figure out how to make it so it'll last through all this harsh conditions.
So it seems like you put a lot of work into it, and we really appreciate the details. We talked to some of your crew about what goes into it, like the light flickers and the electronics and stuff. But for you, when you get your projects and stuff, what kind of personal touches do you personally put into them?
Well, a lot of what I do is I do a lot of the art direction, and then just to make sure that everything looks correct, and everything has that nice extra artistic touch. And having worked with Blizzard for so many years too, I have a good sense of what they expect, in terms of from their characters. So one of our biggest challenges is always to try to do our job correctly, but then also stay very true to their design and their sensibility. So that's a lot of what I do. And then also too, I also help out a lot with the engineering and creation of these statues. In my studio is the Alliance Studio, and my partner Eddie Yang and I, he does mostly the digital end, I do mostly the build end. So we work together very closely, and he does all the digital planning. Once we get into print, myself and my shop foreman, Cleve Gunderman, we work together to figure out how we're going to build this thing and actually engineer it out and build it.
So we can tell you're a definite professional, but as we heard earlier, as your shirt says, you're a big gamer too. So tell us about a few of the games that you really enjoy.
Well, I mean, like a lot of the old-time gamers, I started out playing Doom back in '93. And that was the game that sort of changed my life and got me into video games. And over the years, I really got into a lot of the Valve games, I love Half-Life 1 and 2. One of my all-time favorites. So I love that. I love Portal. I love all those games. Anything from, any kind of Doom, first-person shooters, Call of Duties. I mean, I love all that kind of stuff. So.
We can see the passion in each piece, and we really enjoyed it. That's why when I heard about this, and I didn't really see much promotion from my area, so we had to put an event around it. So, and like I said, we see the passion. So can you tell us, any last words for the people, what you want people to hear, what you want people to know about your work?
Well, I mean, for us, it's always really nice to do this stuff, because one of the best, the most satisfying aspect of the project like this is to come out here, interact with all the fans of the games, and to see their reactions. And even if they're not fans of the game, when they come out and see something like this, and you see their jaws on the ground, it's very satisfying for us, as artists. So that's something that we always look forward to. We go to conventions like PAX Prime, PAX East, Gamescom, E3. We always do some sort of event for some game company. So that kind of stuff is always fun for us.
Thank you so much for your time. We're going to record the teardown because it's going to be really interesting for us to watch. We want to thank you for making it, and thank you for taking the time out to interview with us in the freezing weather. I've been shivering the entire interview. Thank you so much.